Chapter 4. Looking for a Horse. Holmes and I walked slowly across the moor. In the evening sunlight, the autumn colours on the hills were beautiful. Reds and browns and yellows. But Holmes saw nothing of that. "So, Watson," he said, "let's forget John Straker for a minute and think about the horse. Horses are friendly animals. Let's say that Silver Blaze runs away after the killing. Here he is, out on the cold, wet moor. What does he do next?" "He looks for a nice, warm stable," I said, "with food and water." "Right, Watson. He didn't go back to King's Pyland, we know that. But there is another stable not far away, at Capleton. Perhaps he went there. And the way to Capleton, Watson, is down this hill. Let's go." We walked quickly down the hill, and at the bottom we found a small river and some very wet ground. "Wonderful," said Holmes. "I wanted mud, and here it is. You follow the left side of the river, Watson. We're looking for the tracks of horseshoes." We found them after only 50 metres. Holmes took the horseshoe out of his pocket and put it next to the tracks. "Yes, that's Silver Blaze, no question about it." We followed the tracks easily, then lost them for a time, but found them again about 200 metres from the Capleton stables. "Here they are!" I cried. "And look, there's another track here, of a man's shoe." Holmes got down to look. "You're right, Watson. And the man is walking next to the horse." We followed the 2 tracks to Capleton stables, and were still 20 metres away when a man came out and called to us. He had a red, angry face. "Go away! We don't want visitors here. Go away!" "Mr. Silas Brown?" Holmes said to him. "What do you want?" said the man. "I don't talk to newspaper people, so just go away." "We are not from a newspaper," said Holmes, smiling. "But you have a horse called Silver Blaze in your stable." "That's not true," Mr. Brown said angrily. "Shall we go in and talk about it?" said Holmes. He did not wait for an answer, but took the man's arm and moved quickly to the gate. He looked back at me and said quietly, "Wait for me here, Watson." 20 minutes later, they came out again. Holmes looked pleased, and Mr. Silas Brown was a different man. He looked smaller and older, and his face was afraid. "Remember," said Holmes, "you must be there on the day, on time, and everything must be ready." Yes, Silas Brown said quickly. "You can be sure of it. Oh, yes, you can be sure of it." "Good," said Holmes. "Well, goodbye for now." Holmes and I then began to walk back to King's Pyland along the road. "Does he have the horse, then?" I asked. Holmes laughed. "Yes. He said no at first, of course, but he's afraid of the police. He doesn't want them to know about this, and I can help him with that." "But why didn't the police find the horse?" I asked. "Inspector Gregory said they went to Capleton." "Oh, it's easy to change the colour of a horse's coat." Holmes laughed again. "Gregory is a good policeman, but I don't think he knows much about horses." "And why did Brown tell you?" I said. "When I walked through the stables with him," said Holmes, "the ground was muddy, and I saw the tracks of his shoes in the mud. You remember those tracks on the moor? Well, these were the same shoes. After that, it was easy, and he told me everything. He found Silver Blaze on the moor early in the morning, and brought him into the stables. The horse is very well, just a different colour at the moment. Brown put a very big bet on Desborough to win the Wessex Cup, you see. And with Silver Blaze out of the race—" "But why did you leave the horse there? Is it safe with him?" I did not understand Holmes's plan. "My dear Watson," Holmes said, "the horse is very safe. Silas Brown is afraid of me, afraid of the police, afraid of losing everything. Silver Blaze must be ready to race next week, or Brown's life as a racehorse trainer is finished. And Brown knows that. Mr. Ross isn't going to like it," I said. "Mr. Ross," said Holmes, "doesn't understand detective work. He wants answers today, now, at once. So he must learn a lesson. He must learn to wait. Say nothing about Silver Blaze for the moment, Watson." Back at King's Pyland, we found Mr. Ross and Inspector Gregory in the trainer's house. "An interesting visit," said Holmes. "But my friend and I must go back to London by the midnight train." The inspector and Mr. Ross stared at him, and I saw that Holmes was right about Mr. Ross. "So, our famous London detective can't find poor Straker's killer," Mr. Ross said. "Or my horse." "It's a difficult case, that's true," said Holmes quietly. "But your horse is going to run in the Wessex Cup next Tuesday. You have my promise on that." "A promise is a wonderful thing," said Mr. Ross. "But I would like the horse better than a promise." Holmes smiled, then turned to Inspector Gregory. "Inspector, can you give me a photograph of Straker?" "Yes, of course," said the inspector. He took one from an envelope in his pocket and gave it to Holmes. It was now time to go back to Tavistock, and we went outside. One of the stable boys was there, and Holmes suddenly spoke to him. "I see you have some sheep here next to the stables," he said. "Are they all well?" "They're all right, sir," said the boy, "but 2 or 3 of them are a little lame. They went lame last week." Holmes was very pleased about this. He got into the carriage and said to the inspector, "Remember the lame sheep, Gregory. Remember the lame sheep." Mr. Ross was not interested in the sheep, but the inspector stared at Holmes. "You think the sheep are important?" "Oh, yes," said Holmes. "Very important." The inspector still stared at him, very interested now. "And what other things are important, Mr. Holmes?" "The strange incident of the dog in the night time." "The dog did nothing in the night time." "That was the strange incident." Chapter 5. A day at the races. On Tuesday, Holmes and I took the train to Winchester, and Mr. Ross met us at the station. He drove us to the races, but he was not a happy man. "Well, Mr. Holmes," he said coldly, "do you have news of my horse?" Holmes smiled. "He's safe and well, I'm sure. How is the betting for the Wessex Cup?" "Very strange," said Mr. Ross. "Yesterday, Silver Blaze was 15 to 1, but today he's the favourite at 3 to 1. Why, I don't know." "Ah," said Holmes. "Somebody knows something." We arrived only minutes before the beginning of the Wessex Cup race. This was Holmes's plan, I think. Mr. Ross had no time to ask questions. There were 6 horses running in the race, and Silver Blaze's name was there at number 4. The horses began to come out for the race, and Mr. Ross got very excited. "Where is he? I can't see him," he cried. "There are 2 more horses to come out," I said. "And look, there's number 4 now, in racing colours of red and blue. Those are your colours, Mr. Ross." And there was Silver Blaze, a big brown horse with a white nose. He came past us, looking strong and well, and ready for anything. "Holmes," cried Mr. Ross, "I was wrong about you. I'm sorry." "But why? How?" "Shh," said Holmes. "Watch." "Yes, they're off." It was a good race, fast and exciting. After the first minute, a horse with yellow racing colours came to the front and stayed there. "That's Desborough, from the Capleton stables," said Holmes. "A good horse, but Silver Blaze is better." But Silver Blaze was 3 horses behind Desborough. "Come on, come on," cried Mr. Ross. "Move up, now!" We all watched the red and blue colours. "Yes," I said. "Look, he's moving up now. Watch him go." Slowly but surely, Silver Blaze moved up into 4th place, then into 3rd place, then into 2nd place. Now only Desborough was in front of him. "That's my boy," said Mr. Ross. "Go on, go on." "Desborough's getting tired," Holmes said. "Watch." 80 metres, 50 metres. "He's away!" cried Mr. Ross. "His nose is in front. Yes, yes, he's going to do it." And he did. Silver Blaze kept his nose in front, finished first, and won the Wessex Cup. "Wonderful," said Mr. Ross. "Wonderful. What a race! What a horse! Mr. Holmes, how can I thank you?" "You must thank the horse, not me," said Holmes, smiling. "Let's go down and have a look at him." Silver Blaze was still excited by his big race. Mr. Ross looked him up and down. "He looks well, very well. I don't understand any of it, Mr. Holmes. How did you do it? Where did you find him? And perhaps you now have John Straker's killer too. Do you?" "Yes," said Holmes quietly. "Yes, I have him too." Mr. Ross and I stared at him. "You have him?" Mr. Ross said. "Where is he?" "He is here." "Here? Where?" "Here with me now, at this moment." Mr. Ross's face began to go red. "What are you saying, Mr. Holmes?" he said angrily. "Are you saying—" Sherlock Holmes laughed. "No, no, Mr. Ross. Not you. The killer is standing behind us." He turned and put his hand on Silver Blaze's back. "The horse!" cried Mr. Ross. "The horse?" I said. "Yes, the horse," said Holmes. "But don't be angry with him. You can hear all about the mystery, but later, please. I have a little bet on a horse in the next race, and I would like to see it win." Chapter 6. Holmes has the answers. On the train back to London, Holmes told us the story behind the mystery, and the time went very quickly. "Before we went down to King's Pyland," my friend began, "I thought it was Fitzroy Simpson. But when we arrived at the stables, I suddenly remembered the hot meat curry. Why didn't I think of it before? That, you see, was the beginning." "The meat curry?" said Mr. Ross, thinking about it. How did the meat curry help you?" "Do you know the taste of opium?" Holmes said. "No? Well, it's not a very strong taste, but it's there. You can taste it in most food, but not in curry. Curry has a very strong taste, stronger than opium. So the killer says, I need a night when the dinner is a meat curry. Then Ned Hunter can eat his dinner happily without the taste of opium and go to sleep. But did Fitzroy Simpson know that curry was the dinner on Monday night? Of course not. How could he? He didn't make the dinner. He was a stranger at King's Pyland. He knew nobody in the trainer's house. So, we forget Simpson and think again. Who knew about the curry before dinner on that Monday night? John Straker and his wife, I said. And the servant. Right, Watson. And so on to the next question. About the dog. We know there was a dog in the stables that night because Ned Hunter took the dog out when Simpson was there. Then, in the middle of the night, someone went into the stables and took out a horse. The two boys, sleeping upstairs in the stables, heard nothing, because there was nothing to hear. The dog did not bark. Why not? Aha, said Mr. Ross. It didn't bark because it knew the visitor. Dogs only bark at strangers. Right again. So, the midnight visitor was John Straker. But why did he take the horse out? What did he want? It was something dishonest. Or why did he put opium in his stable boy's dinner? We all know about dishonest trainers. They can make a lot of money. They put big bets against their own horse and then stop their horse winning. But how? What was Straker's plan here? Perhaps the answer was in his pockets, I thought. And so it was. You remember the strange knife? Dr. Watson here told us about it. An eye knife, used by doctors in hospitals. With a knife like this, you can make a cut, a very, very small cut, in the tendon of a horse's back leg. Nobody can see the cut, and the horse only feels it a little. He's not lame, but he doesn't run his best, so he cannot win the race. And Straker wanted to do this to my horse? Cried Mr. Ross. How could he? I thought he was a good man. No, said Holmes. He wasn't a good man, or a careful one. No horse stands quietly when a knife goes into its back leg. Straker didn't want anyone to hear the noise, so he took the horse out onto the moor. The candle and the match, I said. Of course. That's right, Holmes said. And I learnt more from Straker's pockets, too. You are a man of the world, Mr. Ross. Do men carry other men's bills around in their pockets? No, they do not. So who was Mr. Derbyshire? Another name for John Straker. And there was a lady in the case too, a very expensive lady. I talked to Mrs. Straker about the dress and the hat on the bill, but she knew nothing about them. "And on Monday night, out on the moor," said Mr. Ross, "what happened, do you think?" "How about this?" said Holmes. Straker takes the horse down the hill. He sees Simpson's scarf on the ground and takes it with him. Why, I don't know. He puts his coat on a tree, gets out the candle and the matches and the knife, and begins his work. But Silver Blaze doesn't like it. Perhaps he's afraid. Perhaps he feels something is wrong. He's a big, strong horse, and he gets angry. He kicks out with his back legs, and the horseshoes hit Straker on the head. Straker goes down into the mud, and the knife in his hand goes into his own leg. The horse disappears into the night. "Wonderful," Mr. Ross said. "You tell it very well, Mr. Holmes. I see it all now." "And the sheep?" I asked. "What about the sheep? You told Inspector Gregory that they were important." "Ah, yes, Watson, the sheep." Holmes smiled. "And they were important. It's not easy to make a very small cut in an animal's tendon, and Straker did not want to get it wrong. He needed to practice first. But what on? There were his own sheep, right in front of him. "And where did you go in London, the day after we got back?" I asked. "Was it to that dressmaker on the bill for Mr. Derbyshire?" "Very good, Watson," Holmes laughed. "Yes, I had a photograph of Straker, and the dressmaker knew him at once. 'Oh, yes,' she said, 'that's Mr. Derbyshire. I do a lot of work for him. Mrs. Derbyshire is a very beautiful lady, and she likes expensive dresses.'" Holmes laughed again. "It's an old, old story. Straker is not the first man with 2 women in his life. He needed more money for the expensive Mrs. Derbyshire, so he thought of this plan with Silver Blaze. And there you have it, Mr. Ross." "Yes, I understand it all now," said Mr. Ross. "And thank you very much, Mr. Holmes. There's just one thing. Where was the horse?" "Ah, yes. The horse was safe and well, and with a friend," said Sherlock Holmes. "I can't tell you who or where, because I made a promise. But here we are, nearly in London. You have the answer to the mystery, Mr. Ross. You are the winner of the Wessex Cup, and the owner of the fastest racehorse in the south of England. What more do you need?"